Okay, welcome to another DayZ loot run video. I haven't decided yet how long this is going to be, so I'm not going to commit to an hour, hour and a half, or 2 hours until I've had a look where I've spawned. I'm pretty sure this is Berezino. Yep, because there's Riffy. Now we've done Berezino before, and we did Berezino to Gorka, but we sort of started middle Berezino, so maybe today, because it's given me a lower Berezino spawn, maybe I do something different and I show you how I would go Berezino, Kelm summer camp, maybe we go to Northeast Airfield, but then instead of Krasno and the Krasno and the castle, because we've done that before, maybe we go to Severograd, maybe we go to the northern road. If you were going to head to Kamensk Military, that would be the sort of way you would go. And we'll just see how it goes. Maybe this doesn't even make it into a video. Maybe I'm literally talking to myself now as we go. But when I did the Berezino to Gorka video, we didn't come down this part of the town at all. So it'll give you a look at lower Berezino if you're a new DayZ player. I'll show you all the hotspots that I like, points of interest that I would recommend you loot if you wanted enough gear to then go inland, which again is the main purpose of these videos. It's not so much to show you what I would do if I was playing on my own or with friends and I was going to play for 5-6 hours straight. I'd have all the time in the world to loot, and I wouldn't leave Berezino until I was happy with what I've got. Although I would always say in every video that you see of mine, get out of the spawn town, particularly Berezino, as quick as possible, because it can turn into an absolute shit show, pardon my French. The Scorpion's damaged. I mean, beggars can't be choosers. Early days. You've got to play the hand that you dealt. You can check those cars in the pub for a bit of food. We've got our spawn fruit, and we've also picked up a can of soda. And we've got to be careful. Isolate these Zeds, like I always say in my vids. If you can isolate them, fight them one at a time, even with just your fists, they're not an issue. Deal with one, face the next one. 3 power hits or 2 power hits and a couple of normal hits, and she'll be right. Oh my god, she's making me look silly now. Can you please? There you go, sweethearts. We'll drag it out, the inevitable. Oh my god, that was a delay. Where are you coming from? Should have got involved when your mate was having a go. Now you're just going to look silly. Rotten fruits, don't eat that. You'll be sick. Sick as. Someone's been collecting up parts for a base, which is always ominous. If you're looking to loot up and get out of town, and you see wooden crates dropped in the middle of the road, it's not great. Unless they were full of loot, then that would be fabulous. But I'm checking these garages solely in the hope of getting a melee weapon. It might be a crowbar, a tire iron. There you go, there's your base, right by there. So hopefully they're not home and they don't come out with an AK and spray us. But there we go, there's our melee weapon. Now we can put the zombies down a bit quicker. And dare I say defend ourselves against a player or make a move if that's your playstyle. If you've watched any of my videos before, that definitely is my playstyle. If I get an opportunity to get an early come up and a snowball and get loot, so I don't even have to hang around town anymore because player XYZ has done the looting for me and I can take it off their hands, should we say, then you'll never hear me apologising for that playstyle here. Everyone plays DayZ how they want to play DayZ. Some people are bandits, some people like to make friends. Some people like to get around a campfire and sing Kumbaya, but it's not really my style. I'm not saying I'm never trying to talk to players and go on a random team up, but maybe this video turns into something like that, because we've recently gone over 300 subs, which I'm very pleased with. Very grateful for all the support people have given this puny little channel of mine. Early doors. Maybe I turn this into a thank you, a sort of 2 hour run. We'll see how we go. We play it by ear. I don't like committing to I'm going to do X, Y, Z, because it takes the immersion and the organic adventure, if you like, out of DayZ when you start promising, oh, I'm going to do this. We're going to go for a gas run today, or because I could walk around the corner now and just get popped, and that's the end of it. Checking the pants. Even though I wasn't going to pick those up, I'm checking for a plus symbol. If it's got a little plus symbol next to the garment of clothing, then it indicates there's something inside the clothing. And it can be a knife, it can be a can opener, it can be anything that might be useful. On our travels, we're going to take a flat cap, even though it's damaged, because it just gives our noggin a little bit of insulation. That was just a runner zombie. Where's that chicken? There he is. Oh no, it's glitched into the tree. Would you believe it? What a waste. Can't even pick that up now. Might as well deal with this guy. They might have a can of food, rope, some of these industrial looking Zeds that are wearing the hard hats, etc. They can drop some nice loot. We'll take a heat pack for now, because it's early doors, our clothing is terrible. We'll activate that when it's safe to do so. And it could stop us shivering if we were trying to creep up on someone, for example. Oh, look at that, little BK-18 action. Quickly activate that. I'm going to eat the apple as well, because the soda put us in the white for hydration. Let's keep the arrows going up on the hunger as well. I'd rather get a couple of pieces of fruit and make a fire to get better calorific gains. Oh my god, that was terrible rendering in on that Z then. Oh, look at that. Can of unknown food. It's absolutely glorious. It means we can check the PD, we can check the medical, and then we can leave. And that would be my plan. Now, having found enough food, there we go, better coat. We found bits and pieces, as I would say. We 100%, of course, want to check the PD. Someone's dropped that there. Bit more food. Someone's been around. Could still be around. A screwdriver. God. Bit tougher than a normal Z. Make sure no one's on the roof. They're gonna have a pop at you. Because people love that. Especially when you're fighting a Z, like I am now. That's why I'm moving. And I'm repositioning myself. Pretty much every time I hit that Z, just drag the stabby onto me and then we're away. And I want enough stamina to be able to jump this wall. So I do like going in this side of the PD. Go inside and then I just listen. Can I hear someone eating, sorting through their inventory, loading magazines? But no one aiming down the stairs. The PD was shut though. Both doors were locked. Not locked, closed. Another stabby, same condition as mine. There's a worn one. Remember, we had an epoxy, but I don't want to have to use it if I don't have to, so we just pick up the worn one. Very nice. Can we get lucky and leave this police station with a working weapon? A firing weapon. Just picking up the bits and pieces. I'm not worried about inventory management. Now, see that plus symbol there on the pants? That told me they had the 9mm inside them, or something inside them. we're going to take a chance here. We're going to take a chance. It's Berezino. It can be an absolute shit show of a place, but we're going to take a chance and run around the roof. Because you can find magazines, guns, etc., ammo on the roof. There was nothing today. Should we take a risk as well and have a look out the front, have a look in the shed? There's a few Zeds to deal with. Fucking hell. Good way of dealing with multiple Zeds. Get them into a doorway. For some reason, they just can't seem to cope with another Zed being in its way. So they just sort of file up behind one another, which is quite amusing. They're almost... Well, that one got a good swing in on me. We're leaking. So let's deal with that. Excuse me while I have a gulp of coffee. Keep me going. This guy over here is going to aggro on me now. Get the pipe ready. Bit of 545 in the pants. Can you come inside, sir? There you go. How does our lead pipe taste? To your liking, sir? More 9mm, another epoxy. You know, we're finding everything here but ammo for a gun, which would obviously be great. A gun for the ammo we have, or finding Scorpion magazine 380 would have been nice. Not even going to take that battery because I don't plan on running this character into the darkness. If I did, if I was going to be playing this 6-7 hours, or even coming back to this character and keeping him alive, you know, over multiple sessions, then I'd be looking for a head torch, and then having 2 or 3 batteries, depending on how much juice is left in the batteries, is always nice. And because I'm inclined to go a bit longer on this one as sort of a thank you for helping me get over the 300 mark in terms of subs, I'm not gonna rush this one like I do for the 1 hour loot runs. If this goes to 1.5, 2 hours, then so be it. So I'm gonna show you what I would do 9 times out of 10. Look, that's been dropped there. Medical supplies being dropped in these shops. Just out of habit, I always check them. I always jump over the wall here and check this little convenience store, whatever you want to call it, shop. And I'm like, okay, let's start cleaning our inventory up. And the quickest way of cleaning your inventory up is eating and drinking the food and drink you have in your inventory, as long as you're not going to be sick from overeating, that is. Powdered milk fills you up nicely. And I like these apartments here, these little side apartments. And I'm going to use this one. Someone's dropped that clock on the floor there. Close up these doors so it'll give us an indicator if someone comes in downstairs. We've been pretty lucky food and drink so far. There's an MK with a mag. It's damaged. Oh, look at this, a deagle as well. Looks badly damaged. Food and drink wise, we've got off to a solid start. Let me close this door a second. Yeah, I'm not interested in that deagle. But at least this has a magazine in it with 5 shots, so you could theoretically kill someone with that. It would still take some going. But look, we got a BK, no ammo. We've got a melee, badly damaged. We got ourselves a stab vest, a good jacket, decent boots, but they're damaged. We need to change our pants. We've got a worn backpack. We've picked up some 45, some 9mm. Let's take this 9mm out of this damaged magazine in case we find a Glock. We'll keep that as a spare, but that would be our primary magazine if we did find a Glock because it's pristine, less likely to jam. Just put all the 9mm we have in that, saves inventory space as well. Let's put our flashbang on our coat to save inventory space. We've got some 5.45. Oh, we've got more 9mm here. So if we found a Glock, we'd be in a pretty good position. We'd have 2 full magazines and change. Even though this one's damaged, it's better to, in a gunfight, use your entire pristine clip and then switch to the damaged one rather than try and reload your pristine one in the middle of a gunfight. And I've decided not to keep the Scorpion. Okay, it's just a preference thing. The screwdriver can be used to open stuff. Which we're going to do now. We're going to open our can of Unknown and we're going to eat it slowly, as I've shown in an actual video how to eat a can of Unknown and never get sick, as long as you're paying attention. We'll check the medical and then we'll head to Kelm. Kelm Town, Kelm Summer Camp. It's a really nice place to loot up. I've sort of had 50-50 experience with Kelm in terms of player interactions, whether I just get completely annihilated, whether I can get a kill up there. You can get sort of semi-geared players who've been to the summer camp already, maybe picked up a rifle, picked up a shotgun, maybe they've come across the hill from Northeast Airfield. Well, that's a pretty nice find as well. A water bottle, so when we go up to Kelm, we can pick up some water, drink it quicker than what we do here in the wells. And we can take water with us then. If you're confident and it's not going to put you in danger, I would always recommend killing these medical zombies, the ones dressed as patients, nurses, doctors, emergency workers like this fella. And always check these garages on this side, because they will spawn medical loot as well. Sod's law, nothing on him when I said they can spawn stuff. We'll wear them gloves, they're awful, terrible colour, but they're better than having bloody hands if we kill a chicken or we go fishing until we can get something better. There's a full bandage, which is excellent, because we were down to our last use on the one we spawned in with. Let's kill this idiot and let's not move too much. Be aware if there are any players watching us. Don't move too much, because what you don't want to do is get all excited, run towards the Z. Look, there we go. Another bandage, because you're super confident of killing the Z. So you go sprinting towards him. And then, oh, you're joking. You go sprinting towards him and aggro. Oh my god, what's going on with the chickens today? Okay. Chicken's not on the menu. Lucky we've got plenty of other food, isn't it? Tetracycline. I don't plan on getting sick from a cold or pneumonia, etc. But, you know, pick it up. Especially if you're new to the game. A couple of tetracycline pills can cure you of most things. I don't want the Mickey Mouse gloves. I don't want the NBC gloves, but if you were looking at doing a gas run, you'd be picking them up. Really what I come here for was bandages. A saline and an IV start kit would be nice. We've got an IV start kit. And an EpiPen would be nice, because with an EpiPen, you can, in a gunfight, flank someone quickly. We've got one use left on that bandage. Let's keep our medicine by there. Try and keep organised as you go in along. And we are now, officially, going to head after checking these couple of sheds by here, because they spawn medical loot too. You've got a full set of tetracycline now, 7 tablets. That's a much better hat, the Yashanka, which has been dropped in there, I believe. And this is where, look, how long have we been? 20 minutes, okay? That's about maximum that I would want to spend in lower Berezino. We haven't seen anyone. The server is, again, it's filmed on Spaggy's. This one is Spaggy's Vanilla Blue. And I believe it's a medium population at the moment. But Berezino is a very popular spawn point. So I'm almost a little bit surprised that we didn't see anybody during that initial 20 minutes. But okay, oh look at that, that's huge. We only need bones now. If they would allow us to kill and cut open a chicken, we would already have the bones that would give us the hooks to enable us to fish. But there we go. And you see there's the PD that we looted. And there's the main road out of Berezino, lower Berezino, leading up to Kelm. Kelm Farm and Kelm Summer Camp, which we'll check out next. We'll loot these couple of houses on the way. Look at our vitals. Water's in the white. Food is in the white. Temperature's in the white. Full blood, full health. That's what you want your vitals to look like 20 minutes after spawning in. Wherever you've spawned in. And like I say, all we're missing now is a weapon to defend ourselves with. A gun. A couple of knives would be nice too. There's a hatchet. I mean, beggars can't be choosers. We're going to have to take that hatchet because our screwdriver is in terrible condition. There's a bit more 9mm, so really we are in a good position if it comes to getting a Glock down the line. The problem is Glocks only spawn in the PDs. And the next PD from here is Krasno. And we went to Krasno during this sort of Solnichi to the castle loot run that I put out, so I don't really want to go there again. You know, but that's not to say we might not meet somebody who's got a Glock, or we might find a dropped Glock. Somebody's picked up a better weapon, a weapon they prefer, and they drop it. Let's finish off this can of unknown. We're still on the lookout for better clothing, which is why we are going to loot. And we're going to take our time up in Kelm. Sometimes if I've done really well in Berezino, then I would skip Kelm town itself and I would just go straight for the summer camp to try and get a gun, ammunition, better clothing. But because we're not really kitted out, if we got into a gunfight, if there were other people up in the summer camp, what are we going to do? We've got the MK2 that I keep forgetting about, but let's be honest, it's a badly damaged gun with a damaged magazine. It only shoots 22. Now you could still kill someone with a headshot with that close range, or any close-ish range, as long as they haven't got any ballistic protection. So if they were in a hat like a Yashanka like myself, you hit them with the 22 in the head, they're dead. But you know, it's not an ideal gun to take into a gunfight, let's just leave it at that. Whereas in Kelm up here itself, you could find shotguns, you could find IJs, you could find Derringers, you could find 7x39 ammo, which would go in our BK, which would then suddenly make us a different proposition. And there are goats up there as well, so if we were to find a powerful enough gun, shotgun, ammo for our BK-18, we could kill a goat, and that saves us having to fish. We've got a nice little meal to set us up for at least an hour or two, if we can get a goat or two. Now, you may have noticed on the bottom left it said a server restart will occur in an hour, which would approximately take us up to about an hour 20 and an hour and a half loot run. So maybe we'll see where we are if we haven't been killed. We'll see where we are at that server reset point, and then I'll decide whether I just pause the video so you guys don't have to see me waiting to get back in for those couple of minutes, And maybe we come back after the reset and go another half an hour or so. It all depends on where we are. Now, disinfectant could be useful, but we've already picked up 2 full bandages, disinfected bandages. So at the moment we're not in a position where we're having to use rags as improvised bandages. We'll take a belt though. We're almost in a position now where we would have to try and be friendly with someone if we saw them, because we're hardly in a position to kill them unless we could back them into a corner and pretty confidently beat them with the pipe that we've got on our back, or the hatchet. I mean, now we've got the hatchet, we could drop the pipe and leave a space on our back for another weapon if we find a shotgun, for example. We're still in that early days of looting where, you know, almost beggars can't be choosers. If I find something that's useful, I'm looking for pristine clothing that we could make into rags, because... Oh, now look at that. Upgrade on the... Oh, a CR rifle with a magazine. Badly damaged, but a rifle will not jam. A rifle will not jam on you, but obviously as you fire the rifle, it can eventually ruin from its state of being badly damaged. It will ruin after a few shots, 3, 4, 5 shots, whatever it is. But now we've got a very powerful rifle that we could comfortably kill a player with. Or do we use one of those shots that we've got in the gun to kill a goat and have a nice meal? Couple of things to think of, right? You've only got two bullets at the minute, so you'd literally use half your ammo on the animal. Can you find an alternative source of food? Possibly, especially around here. If it's quiet, nobody's looted it up fully or at all, then you probably will find enough food and drink. There's a well by there behind those bushes that we don't have to shoot the goat. And another reason... Oh shit, there we go. I'm actually going to ditch that. We've got a worn Desert Eagle with a worn mag and 4 shots. Beautiful. Now that's nice. That's a nice find. Now I feel a lot more comfortable if we come across a player. Obviously if they've got the drop on us and they shoot us first, could be a different outcome, but... Oh, look at this. We've got some worn jeans. And we're going to leave the heat pack. We're going to pick up the food. Open it ready. Quick search in here. Lighter. Beautiful. Ditch the matches. Leave them for someone else. More food. The amount of food and drink we're picking up, particularly as we're going to hit the well by here in a second, drink water, take water with us. I don't think we need to kill a goat. And then by definition, we don't need to give away our position to other players in the vicinity. And if we fire our weapon, it's certainly going to make a hell of a noise. And anybody in the vicinity, anyone even back down in Berezino where we've just been, are going to hear that shot and perhaps come and investigate. So you're drawing unwanted attention, and it's unnecessary. You know, if I'm yellow hunger, you know, God forbid red hunger, I'm taking that shot every day of the week. I think they said is aggroed on us. Can't even have a drink of water in peace. I'll use the other one. Good God. Where did she go? Picked up another soda for the journey as well. But we do still want to fill up our water, take it with us. I'm not gonna loot every building on the way out, but I'm gonna do the typical loot circle. Sorry about that IOI noise there. Right, we gotta put this chap. Oh my God. Right, let's see if we can give an example of, oops, how to fight 2 zombies without taking too much damage. Grandad. How is he taking so many, Grandad? There we go. Bloody hell. Give me a knife anyway. These log cabins, I don't know what it is. Sometimes you get a thing with DayZ, and it's psychological, it's not actual fact. But you feel like some buildings are luckier for you than others, and I feel those log cabins come into that category. When it comes to ammo, shotguns, just look at that. The drops we're getting off the Zeds, just unreal. Knives, sodas, food. So absolutely no way necessary to use a shot of our CR rifle and announce our presence by shooting a goat. It's absolutely not necessary. It's just a couple more buildings. Is that zombie trapped in there? Oh no, I don't want that. Keep the... Yeah, she's glitched into the building. It's quite funny. Yeah, not necessary to kill the goat. Announce our presence. Waste 1 shot of the only 2 bullets we've got. Because we've been really lucky with food and drink. Ooh. I do like the grey quilted. So we're going to switch out our pea coat for that. If we could find a box of 357 for the Deagle, I would ditch all the other paraphernalia that is linked to... you can't... Oh, look at that! I didn't even notice that. I nearly walked out the door. Another 2 shots for this bad boy. Oh, what am I doing? Put it back in there. Chamber 1. Get the mag in. We've got 6 shots now. Do some real damage with that. Close quarters covered. I'm actually going to make that my primary weapon because we're more likely to get involved in something close quarters up at the summer camp. But obviously we've got the iron-sighted CR rifle. If we see someone looting around, skulking around, we could have a pop at them if we wanted to. So I'm going to dip from Kelm now. I think our job here is done, our work here is done. Let's drink our soda as we walk, just clearing inventory space. I see people hanging on to pajkas and liver pates and cans of soda. And I just don't get it, to be honest. I mean, maybe it's just a comfort blanket thing. They like having it on them, but you're never going to be sick from drinking a soda or eating a brisket spread, even if your stomach has that "please I'm full, don't give me any more" symbol on it. It's not going to make you sick, so just get rid of them. Eat them, drink them while you're walking. Get them off your inventory space. Let's see if we get 3rd time lucky with a chicken. Wow. What is it? You can't have your chicken day on Spaggies? Absolutely bizarre. Badly damaged tenderizer. We don't need that. Lucky we don't need to fish, isn't it? Because we haven't found a person we could kill, or they're already dead, so we can cut them up for their bones. And we've killed 3 chickens and haven't been able to interact with their bodies at all, the carcass. So, a bit strange. Always check those thoroughly for ammo. I prefer the revolver to the Deagle, but I've had some great one-hit kills with the Deagle in the past, so I'm never going to pass up an opportunity to rock a Deagle with a mag. See how I'm not going into that house at the back there? We've got enough. We don't need to be spending half an hour, looting every single building in Kelm. We've got a gun, 2 guns. You know, a deagle with 6 shots, a CR rifle with 2 shots. Does it come with a mag? It's in bad condition. But like I say, beggars can't be choosers. Hopefully up in this summer camp that I'll take you to now, we get lucky enough to find a gun cleaning kit. If we found a gun cleaning kit, some 7x39 and a hunting scope, that would be like you've written a letter to Santa and he's given you everything you've ever wished for. Okay, that would be my wish list to Santa. Hunting scope, box of 7x39 and a gun cleaning kit, please, sir. Thank you very much. Now I'm going to give a wide berth to the farm. It's just through that tree line because I don't want to aggravate those zombies. There's absolutely no need to fight them. But we have only got water on us at the moment, so we're going to judge the food situation after Kelm summer camp. Okay, you can find chocolate up in peanuts, you know, Zagori bars. But there's a farm down there with another well. I'm not going to bother looking at it. We're going to head up the road here to the summer camp. This paved road leads straight to Kelm summer camp, where we're hopefully going to find some good hunting equipment, clothing, knives, even guns and ammo. If you're really new to DayZ and you 100% don't want to get lost, then follow the road by all means. I don't like running up roads. I killed a guy yesterday down by West Evac who was just running up the road, having a lovely time. Don't know what he was doing. His character was moving left to right like this. He was just running up the middle of the road. I come out of the tree line, saw him from about 75-100 meters away, and popped him with my SKS. And he died because he didn't come just off to the left or right of the main road like I'm doing now. I know the road is leading up here, it's going uphill. So I'm just... Oh, let's see, I've got much too close to it than I'd want to there. So I'm just going to come up through this tree line here. I know where I'm going, of course, so it helps when you've been up here like 100 times, but... You know, a guy could leave the summer camp, run straight down the road, and if he doesn't look over to his left, he might not see me, and then, you know, we might be able to do something, you know. Whereas if I'm running up the middle of the road, we're giving them a chance to spot us if they're further up, like by the entrance by here. So here's the entrance. It wasn't far at all from Kelm itself, the town, the village. And again, I like to approach this way because the first building you see is this lodge. You can see the door is shut. There's no fire though. And I can't see any movement inside. But we're going to pull our gun out while we're miles away from the building, so that the person, if they are inside, doesn't hear me pulling the gun. We're going to crouch walk, being aware of our surroundings. Some people do like to camp up by there and have a little pop at someone. Alright, the backside was open. Looks clear. Is clear. I'm going to leave the way I came in and I'm going to come wide because I like to have a look, right? I think the zombies have just spawned in on me though. See this one by here. I like to come up here wide, get a bit of elevation on the hill. I can see chill zombies pretty much everywhere in the middle of the camp, which suggests there's no one here, but for God's sake, do not take that for granted. So I'm going to bring out my deagle. I'm going to keep it in my hand a second, right? Chill zombie by here. And I'm watching out for bear traps. Bear traps can spawn up here, and people like just leaving them for some poor unfortunate sod like me to step on them. And I have done so in the past, so I always now check these entrances for bear traps. We've picked up a heat pack so far. Let's keep a mental note of the loot. There's nothing we can do about this. We've aggroed the zombie. So before he screams his loudest scream, we put him down, we go back into stealth mode with our gun out, we get inside a building. We don't want the hunter vest because we want our ballistic vest. But look at that ablaze. So, what I'm going to do, I'm going to keep the CR because I've got no ammo for the blaze, but it's a good little weapon to have, and I'm going to use the hatchet as my melee. We move on. If we find some 308, say we found a box of 308 now, and a hunting scope, or even just the 308, I'd have a decision to make, and I probably would drop the CR rifle because of its condition. It's in terrible condition. Whereas the blaze is only worn. I'm looking across. Can I see anybody dipping in and out of the cabins? No. Carry on to the next one. We've got some pants, but I don't like the white hunter pants, so I'm not going to take them. Oh, look at this. We've got some Mosin ammo, if we were lucky enough to find a Mosin. So far, for the blaze alone, it was worth it. It was worth the trip up here, but we've also found some Mosin ammo, some Mosin shots. I like to come around here. There are some stones you can walk over so that you don't have to get your little feet wet. Again, be aware. Don't just go ploughing through, running through the camp. Take a second to listen. Zombie to my left. Can I hear anyone fighting a zombie further down there? I mean, if someone is camping up in the trees and they see my gun in my hand, that can antagonize people to shoot first, ask questions later, so I'm putting the gun away because I feel a little bit more at ease. Ooh, cowboy hat, we're going with that, baby. Box of rifled slugs. So if we find a shotgun, we're in a good position. Ooh, look at this. Someone's dropped this. And it's given us a second handgun. Pants are damaged. I haven't got anything to fix them up with, which is a shame. Oh, these are damaged anyway, so I might as well wear them. What a fabulous find that Glock is, though. Now I've got the Deagle, the CR rifle, a blaze, and a Glock. So we're quadruple carrying. I mean, I don't like calling it quadruple carrying because two of them are pistols. Should we go full hunter? Nah, I prefer the grey quilted today. I often go full hunter. Oh, look at this. More rounds for our CR rifle. Always take the opportunity to reload as soon as you can. Put every bit of ammo in to every gun you've got. The amount of people I've killed, and they've had like 2 bullets in their gun and a box of bullets for that gun in their pocket. And I just think it's just bizarre behaviour. I do apologise for anyone who does that, who's maybe watching, but I find it bizarre behaviour. Why wouldn't you immediately fill every weapon you can to the max to get the maximum out of it? Because you never know when you might get attacked by someone who's got the drop on you, someone who's been stalking you. Look at that, a pristine hunting knife. As far as runs up to this summer camp go, it's a pristine Mosin compensator. This is one of the best runs to the summer camp I've had in a long time. A long time. Sometimes I've come up here and I've found like a heat pack and a hunting knife. But if you don't take the chance, you know, if you don't buy a ticket, you're not going to win the lottery. So for me, well worth it. Stealth kill this boy. The other one we've aggroed. See, someone's dropped some paper there, so they've emptied ammo out. This guy's not aggressive. We'll take a chill pill, so. I don't know what's the matter with the chickens today. That's just bizarre. Someone was here, we know, from the dropped Glock. I wonder what they found. Oh god, more shotgun shells. The ammo we're picking up here. Chlorine tabs, which is huge. Means you can fill up water in a pond, in a stream. And then you can use the chlorine tabs to make it safe to drink. You're not going to get sick then from drinking them. One more hut. And then we're going to leave. We'll stick with the cowboy hat, thank you. We're going to leave, but we're going to stop in a tree on the way out, okay? We're going to stop in a tree. I'm trying to pick a path through these Zeds, but it's not going to mean I have to fight too many of them, if any of them. Quick look down the road, see if anybody's on our tail, on our trail. Doesn't look it. And we dip, right? Dip, 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 dip. Out we go. See you later, Kelm. Summer camp. I'm just going to use this tree as a bit of cover to recap the position we're in. Apologies if you can hear the dog shaking herself off in the background. We've got a worn blaze, but it's got no ammo. We've got a CR rifle that's now got 6 shots, 1 in the chamber, 5 here in the magazine. So we can hunt, we can kill any wild animal or player. But the unfortunate thing is we haven't found a hunt in scope. So we're eye in sight all the way. We've got the Deagle, which has 6 shots, which is basically like having a pocket shotgun. And we've got the M-Lock, which is pristine mag. Full, ready to go. Let's actually put the extra bullets in that we can now while we're stopped. So we've got 16 shots. Now, I'm almost tempted to drop the Deagle. You may think it's a bit crazy, but it's just one of those choices I feel you've got to make in DayZ. I'm going to take the ammo out though, because if I find a revolver, I would ditch the M-Lock. But we've got so much ammo for the M-Lock. You know, 2 full mags, 1 in the chamber. And then obviously we've got these 11 shots here. 2 full mags, 1 in the chamber, 11 shots. Okay, we've got rope. We still need bone if we are going to be able to make hooks or an actual fishing hook. But we've got ammo for lots of other different things. Shotgun ammo, 45, bit of AK ammo, Mosin comp, a flashbang, some 357 now, couple of shots for a Mosin. We've got our water on us, bandages, epoxy to fix our vest, a start kit if we can find a saline bag or a blood bag. We can cut shit up with the screwdriver, but we've got a couple of knives now, so I'm going to ditch the screwdriver for the space. Rope, we've got an actual belt, so I'm going to keep that on us, because on the belt we could attach a sheath, a holster, and a canteen if we get it. Some chlorine tabs, can opener, tetra if we get sick, alcohol if we get a wound infection, and that's our melee at the moment, and a lighter if we want to start a fire. You know, if we want to if we want to start a fire, say we do go hunting, and instead of having to do a drill kit, we can just spark it up with the lighter. So let's drink until we get the "your stomach is full" symbol. And if you see there, I made sure I put my back to the summer camp, okay, and I just head uphill. And if you head uphill pretty much in a straight line, you haven't got to be in a crazy straight line, but head uphill, and let's just go for it, right? We haven't got to load up our blaze. Shit, that was ahead of us as well. That was ahead of us. I think that's the direction we're going. Northeast Airfield or Krasnodar. But yeah, I digress here in that shot. Just keep going uphill. If you find yourself going downhill, you go in the wrong way. So just keep the gradient as it is, going up. Doesn't matter if you go slightly left, slightly right. You're obviously going to have to avoid trees. but just keep going up, and you'll see why in a second. That could have been the person who was dropping that paper, was dropping the Glock back at the summer camp. Obviously we've got the Glock and the CR rifle to have a pop at them. So if we see it, you know, if we can track this person, I'm not going to say no to a gunfight, even though we're doing a loot run video. So far anyway, even if we were to die, this would be a nice little video of what I do when I spawn in lower Berezino and I want to get myself geared up via Kelm. Look, we're 50 minutes in, and I would say matey is in pretty good condition, isn't he? 50 minutes in. We are going to have to address food at some point, and we haven't got the ability to fish yet because of the issue we had with the chickens. I don't know what the hell is going on here. Maybe that's what Matey Boy was doing. Maybe that gunshot, it was a single shot. There was no returning fire. Look at that view, Berezino. There was no returning fire, so I'm guessing he was hunting. That was a shot to take down a deer or cow or something. See, if you've done it correctly, you come to the top of the hill. This little picnic bench. Map of Chernigorsk. Let's show you where we are on the map. That's where we are on the map. The red dots. See, Berezino, up to Kelm, Northeast Airfield and Krasno. Make sure there's no movement there. Look, there's the castle we went to in one of my other loot run videos. We went via Krasno, I'm pretty sure, which is there, down there. Shame we haven't got a scope to scope in. Check this bench. It can spawn hunting stuff. There's a map if you need it. Then if you look down there, there's the yellow tents. Northeast Airfield, medical. And over... See, there's the castle. So Severograd and the northern road is that way. Okay? Over that hill is Zvletlo, where we spawned in my first loot run video. But we're going to head this way. I'm not even going to attempt to loot Krasno or the airfield unless we hear player activity, gunshots, and we go for it. Still 30 minutes before the reset. And there's a nice little path you can follow down if you're concerned about maybe getting lost. The dog's having a bit of a domestic in the background. Sorry if you can hear her. She's an old girl. But we're pretty confident in where we're going. If you wanted to, line yourself up at the top of that hill, directly in line with the yellow tents that are the medical, use that. Just run in a straight line, then downhill. Thought I saw a mushroom on the floor. Then would have shown that a player has gone past. I'm pretty au fait with where I'm going, so that's why I'm just cutting through the trees willy-nilly, if you like. But look, you can always line up again. Right, okay, there's the top of Krasnodar again. There's the church of Krasnodar. We know it. There's the PD of Krasnodar. So obviously the airfield is down there, if you remember the first video when we did Zvletlo to the castle that's up on the hill there through the trees. But we're not going there today because we've done that in previous videos. We're going sort of, as we're looking now, over the tree line there. That's where we're heading. But we've got to be careful because we're skirting around Krasnodar. If I was desperate for medical supplies, I could hit the medical building, which is down there, but I'm not. If we were desperate for guns, etc., we could nip up to the PD and have a look. But we've got our Glock, we've got our CR rifle, we've got the Blaze with no ammo. I mean, it is tempting to go up to the castle, because if you're going to find 308 or a hunting scope for these rifles, it's going to be up there. And a gun cleaning kit potentially too. The last few times I've gone up there, it's been absolute junk though. Let's activate this heat pack because we're in the blue. So let's get a little bit of warmth into us. There we go. White temperature stops us shivering. I'm trying to be aware of my surroundings, but there's a lot of different angles, a lot of different places where other people could be now, you know. Let's take a quick detour to the castle, only because we're desperate for ammo, and really the hunting scope is what we're most desperate for. I mean, I could be really sneaky and go down to the hunting shop down there, but I don't want to repeat too many things that I've done in a previous video. I don't mind repeating one or two things, and that one thing could be the castle, because I stopped the video then. The loot run video, Svetlo to this castle, ended on the roof of the castle, the tower block, the tower. But when we get to this tree line, I'm going to pull my gun out because I can't tell for sure where that shot come from before. It was up in this direction though. So I want my rifle in my hand. If we see someone, we can hip fire them and we can pray that we land the shot. If they don't see us, we can be a bit more accurate about things, perhaps. Or we might just get nailed. And we might end up finishing this video at the castle as well. But at least we came to the castle via a different route. I didn't do Svetlo, I went from Berezino through Kelm. And you saw, and you can see how kitted our guy at. You can peruse that at your own leisure if you want to pause the video to see how kitted we are for the first hour. Coming up to an hour now of being alive with this character. We haven't had to fish or hunt once yet either. And we haven't, since we got into the white for hydration and food, we haven't dropped back into the yellow yet. But that is something we will have to address shortly. Not the too distant future either, but we'll be fine to get through the castle. If you remember, if you did watch the Svetlo video, when we came through Krasnodar, it was pretty much just a straight line uphill to get to the castle, which is exactly what we're doing now. Because we heard shots in this direction, being a little bit cautious. I'm sure it was someone hunting, and they're probably now too busy cooking their spoils. But what if, just what if it was someone up here camping? Oh, there's deer, so that could be something for us. Maybe that's the same sort of herd of deer that our friend took a pop at. But yeah, they should, if they were hunting, be too busy cooking to worry about us. That's if they were hunting though. Okay? Oh, there's deer everywhere here. We're definitely not going to go hungry. There's only the tower and a picnic. I'm sure that the picnic table, I'm sure they're the only two things you can loot at this castle. I should know. Got my own video on the loot run in this castle, but should be able to tell pretty quickly if someone's been here recently as well. There's a hunting knife. I think most people would have picked that up if they'd have come here very recently. Stepped on a landmine here once, right there. So, PTSD on that. I think people would have picked up these chlorine tabs. I think they would have picked up the Longhorn too, but we're not interested in the Longhorn. It takes 308, same as our Blaze, so we don't want to be doubling up on weapons that use the same ammunition. A compass. Oh, wouldn't it be lovely if we could find a box of 308, a box of 7x39, and or a hunting scope, and look what we find. More ammunition for a shotgun we simply haven't got. But actually, as far as runs to the castle recently have gone, finding a box of shells, finding a Longhorn, it's not a terrible outcome, but it wasn't the reason why we came here, so in that respect it was pretty poor. So we move on. We remember which direction we entered the castle from. It was down there, So you know that Krasno is that way. Where we're heading though is this way. Be wary as you leave this side. Oh, there is another bit we can search here as well. Because, yeah, there we go, there's one. There tends to be quite a few Zeds. There's always one or two creeping in these trees as well. There we go, see? And if you just come down willy-nilly, you can end up fighting 2 or 3 where you don't really want to. So, again, keep them isolated. Keep them in ones. 2s maximum. Dispatch one. Move on to the next one. We can see the next one we're going to have to fight because we want to search the little archway here. Just going to get my gun out in case someone's camping it. Can't really because of this chap. Oh dear, I hit the wall rather than the Z. A bit silly. Okay. Not lucky today. All we got in here is a boom hat, so not great. So come through the archway, and if you drop down the hill in a straight line, okay, obviously you're going to have to swerve the trees. And obviously I'm wary still of Mr. Hunter, who could be out here. But for the purposes of the video, I'm going to just sprint through this tree line. And you can see in the distance there's a road. So you can't really go wrong. You leave the castle, head downhill the other side of the castle, and if you just use your middle mouse button, click in, you can see the road. And you can use that as reference so you're not going to get lost. Okay, and this road would be the road we would come along if we came out of Krasnodar and we followed the road along past the wooden pub. More deer off there. And we've got server restart in 20 minutes, which is plenty of time for us to go down to the big city. Which is, if we do stop it at the server restart, then that would be, it would be so from Berezino, lower Berezino, to this city, and I believe it's Severograd. I always get a couple of these northern towns, big cities, mixed up. But I'm pretty sure it's Severograd. You've got to be careful though. I'm going to roll with my rifle out because, you know, soldier boy, hunter boy, will still be in the vicinity. If I see an easy target animal, I'll take him. Because we're going to need to address food if we decide to keep this character going beyond the server restart. Along the northern road, which I enjoy doing. They're not far away, are they? We're deviating here, but it's for food. We've got to do it. Server restart coming up in 20 minutes. So any big geared guys will start thinking about hunkering down in a building. A lot of people they don't like to be in the open during a restart in case they get knocked uncon and then you die if you're unconscious. If you didn't know that, if you go unconscious and then the server restarts, you'll die, your character will go. So a lot of people who are geared don't like to take that risk. So it's actually quite a good time to be out and about when there's a restart in 10:15. Pretty close now. I don't want to spook them though. As soon as I seen it, I went down. See? And you almost have to hit a headshot. Why do you have to hit a headshot? To get the most out of your hunt. Get the most spoils, the most steak pieces from this little roebuck. So nice little iron sight headshot before we spook the animal and they run away. And that's going to make a lot of noise. So we are going to take 1, 2, 3, 4. Fat's only got 31%, so I'm not taking it. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Nice even number. And I'm roughly adjusting my position to go back in the direction where I was going before I came after that little roebuck. Rest in peace. You will not go to waste. You will return to the earth as my food. And what am I doing? We're getting away from the scene of the crime. We're getting away from the area where we fired our weapon very quickly. See, I immediately rechambered the next shot into my rifle because we don't want to be getting in a gunfight and forgetting to do that. So I immediately rechambered the next shot into my rifle, pulled out my hunting knife, approached the carcass, started skinning, getting the meat off the carcass. We're not messing about. We are in and out when we're hunting, when we're firing loud, when we're going loud, as they say. We are in and out. Of course, someone could be down here, hear the shot, and they could be running up to us now. Literally, we bump into each other in the field. Well, that's just bad luck, isn't it, if that happens? We'll just assume everybody else up there who potentially heard the shot is now running that direction, and we've left. We left ages ago with our spoils. So just make your way downhill. Remember, we left the castle, we crossed the road, we deviated right to get the deer, but now we've readjusted left, and we're heading towards. See the hill in the back, in the distance there? These hills, you start coming out into more open looking fields. You're going in the right direction then, towards the big smoke. And really, in Severograd, you've got the usual. You've got a PD, fire department, hospital, a well, all the good stuff. But more importantly, you've got buildings, apartments now that we can cook in. And we can choose whichever one we want. Because it's a big city, you can choose whichever building you're most comfortable cooking in, defending. Whereas sometimes if you're in the middle of nowhere and you see like a green mustache, you might think, okay, let's just go there. Let's just cook there. Why wouldn't you? Especially if you're starving. But in a big city, you get the choice of where you want to cook. And if you've got a particular apartment, building you like to defend and cook in, even if the stove is small, then I would choose that rather than cooking in a building which has a big stove, a big oven, if you're not particularly comfortable defending that building. Shit, there's cows down here as well. Oh shit, that was a base at one point. Yeah, I've hunted cows here before, or in this general direction, but look, here we go. There's a cow. If you fire by here, it's a lot more open. I'm glad we took the shot on the roebuck, if I'm honest. Okay, we got some civilization. Building, that's one of the worst buildings in my opinion to defend if you're going to be cooking. We're going to leave you alone, Mr. Cow, Mr. Bull, whatever you are. Mrs. Cow, Mr. Bull, because we've already had a hunt. I use my words very carefully when I say that. Now, there's a barn. Really good potential place for someone to have a base, so I'm swerving that. I'm carrying on downhill into the valley. You can see things in the distance. Buildings. And I'm pretty sure that's the quarry. And that's what I'm aiming for. I'm actually aiming for the quarry. And I'll tell you why if I get there. More civilization in the distance. Carrying this much meat on us, I do believe, particularly the more north and inland you go, it gives you more of a chance of being hit by a wolf attack. So bear that in mind as well, before you carry your meat, cooked or raw, too far in your inventory. Better off cooking it and just getting it down your neck as quick as possible. Oh, look at that, another heat pack. I'm not actually going to take that one. Slide down quick from those big ones because I don't want to be up there too long in case we got someone in the tree line over there scoping us out. and carry on towards the hills in the distance, because you know you're approaching a valley of sorts. And here we go. Okay, now this is where you want your wits about you again. I mean, you want your wits about you when you're running through the trees, but you're a lot more likely to start bumping into other folk. Now we're approaching civilization again. Okay, and you come down to these train tracks. We're going to cut across the train tracks. We're going to be aware. See if anyone's come the same sort of path as us, maybe running across. We're going to run through this tree line. A little bit willy-nilly, I know, but I wouldn't advise you to be sprinting everywhere like I am. I'm just doing it for the purposes of keeping the video to a reasonable length, even if we go beyond the server reset. I certainly want to get down through this tree line before the server reset, so got some garages there. See, we got a red stilted. I'm not a fan of cooking in red stilted. Up to you if you wanted to. Oh shit. I did not expect there to be Zeds this far into the tree line. So I was going a bit blasé then. Deal with him quick. Oh my god. Nearly had his mate on us at the same time. Deal with him as quick as you can. Battery, but it's got bugger all. I don't want to be fighting too many Zeds that I don't have to be fighting. And I just want to get an indication of exactly where I've come out in the tree line. I don't think I've come out in the big smoke itself, have I? I think I'm a little bit up the road from the big city itself, which is good, because I was aiming for the quarry. And we're going to take the server reset here, but I'm very aware somebody else was around hunting, and we would have needed somewhere to cook. We'll take that for now, a bit of extra hydration. Okay, this is cool. We've come out a bit further up from Severograd. Severograd, I think, is down that way. We've come up a bit further. There's the carnival down there. Yeah, you can get hunting gear there, so we will probably, if I do carry on after the reset, we could get hunting gear down there. So when I take the server reset now, I'll have a look on the map as to what this area is called, so that if I don't come back after the reset with this video and we leave it where it is, we know it's Berezino 2 XYZ, whatever this little row of buildings is called. Just to make you aware, when you see a carnival like that in the distance, see the rides? They spawn hunting gear. And I just noticed up here there's a little wood cabin building, and it's off the main road. Oh, 100% there's Severograd down there. You can see the high-rise buildings. Oh, is this a town sign down here? Okay. We'll take a chance that nobody's going to run out of a building and blast us. Or am I going mad? Okay, there's the town sign in Russian for you. Sibeprnho. I'm pretty sure it's up the road from Severograd. So if you wanted to go and hit the summer camp, you wanted to hit Kamensk Military, or Kamensk Military, whatever it's called, that's up that way. But if we carry this character on, we're going to carry along west, along the northern road, as I call this. If you like cooking in green mustaches, this one's your boy. I don't. I'm actually going to shit myself then. I thought that was a player. I saw this little wooden cabin up here out of the corner of my eye, and I thought that would be a pretty nice place because it's slightly. Oh, you son of a bitch! Oh shit! Someone's been through here. Yeah, I don't want to be fighting two zombies in the open when I've just realised someone's been through recently. I saw that dropped pear on the floor. Oh, they're lagging all over the place here. Oh my god, the lag is horrendous. Is there a base nearby? Oh my word. I still want to check out that little wooden cabin. Damaged my bloody vest. Yeah, there was fruit under the tree. Could have been a while ago. The Z seemed chill. I think they've been and gone, whoever it was. I need to fix that back up to worn. And when you get the indication that there's only sort of 5-10 minutes before a reset, a lot of players, particularly the further north and further inland you go, a lot of players will be doing the same thing that we're doing now. That's maybe having a bite to eat, sorting their inventory, fixing up their equipment. There's the signal that it will restart in 5 minutes. So I'm going to find out the name of this little town. So if the video ends, it will be Berezino to here. If we go further and go on for another half an hour, maybe take it up to 2 hours, 2.5 as a thank you for the support, then obviously we'll take it on a little bit further. But if not, I'll see you in the next one, and thank you very much. I'll either see you in the next one, or I'll see you on the other side, and thanks for all the support as ever. Thank you very much. As you can tell from the loaded in screen, we're carrying on the run a little bit further. One of the main reasons is because I realised my bearings were all wrong. The town we're in now is Berezino, and I was telling you Severograd's that way. It's this way, and that means the little summer camp is up that way as well. So I'm going to use this building to cook up our meat, and then we're going to carry on to the summer camp, at least to the summer camp, because I feel from Berezino to this northern summer camp is a pretty good loot run. Probably going to need both long sticks to cook up the amount of meat we have. This is a pretty easy building to get sniped in, so if we die, we die. You know, I'm not one to have gear fear, or have to worry about starting again on the coast. I'm not that type of player. If you've watched any of my videos, you know I'm pretty laid back. If someone comes along, maybe they're friendly. Maybe we can talk to them, maybe we can make a friend. If we get popped, we get popped. But I'm not carrying this amount of meat around with us. Let's open up a box of ammo. Box of ammo we're probably never going to use, the 45, but we'll keep it anyway. Use the paper for kindling. Spark it up with our lighter. And I bet it doesn't even take us 5 minutes to cook this meat. And eat some of it as we go along. I like to just drop it all on the floor next to the fire. Get our 6 pieces on. Shame our clothing is damaged. These gloves are awful. These boots need changing soon. But our jacket's okay, so I'm not gonna pick up a bomber jacket. We can fill up water anywhere we want because we've got the chlorine tablets to purify the water, the dirty water, so I'm not worried about that. But I'm keeping moving because if someone creeps behind the trees there, they can get a nice line of sight on us at the window. So I am playing as if I cared, as if I care about dying. I mean, because I would like to get to that summer camp for the purposes of the video to give you guys an idea of where it is. But it is just west of our position. Meat on. Start eating some of it so we don't have to carry it in our inventory. Eat as much as we physically can. We don't want to make our character overeat to be sick. But this venison means we're not going to have to worry about food for a very, very long time. Don't want to burn our venison, so keep an eye on it. Shift these along, put the last 2 raw pieces on, keep eating, move away from the fire so we don't overheat. We've got the heat buff now, which is nice. I'm going to turn my headphones up a bit as well. Turning my headphones up so that we can potentially hear if anyone's creeping on us. There's more deer out there as well. Plenty of food for the hunters in us. Look how quick we've rattled through this cooking. We are going to take some with us, of course, because we don't want to be in this house for any longer than we have to, with the smoke coming out of the chimney, giving players who are scoped in at a distance a good indicator of where we are. You know, maybe we get held up if 2 geared guys come along. Maybe they say, look, press F5, put your hands up. Maybe they spare us. Sometimes those interactions are interesting. Maybe they leave us live and then we can potentially hunt them down and get revenge for the robbery. See if we can get another one down us. While the last 2 cook. We've overheated slightly, but moving away from the fire, that yellow temperature status will go very quickly. Even if you're in the red and you start losing health, you're not going to die from overheating. I've never done this direct route to the summer camp before. I'm going to take a bit of a chance, make myself potentially look like an idiot on camera. I'm going to try and find it just by going west. I've looked at the map off camera when we were in the server reset. And the summer camp basically just looks like it's over there, that direction. Head torch, we'll take it, why not? Battery for a truck. Right, let's get some high ground. Scan. I probably should have gone down to that carnival, see where the hunting supplies could potentially spawn. But I feel it would maybe be taking an unnecessary risk on the hope of finding a hunting scope or some ammo for the rifle. If we don't find it, there is a well down there as well. But I feel like just coming away is the play. And apparently up by here there's a bit of a farm. And there's a water tower, there it is, there's the water tower. And it's directly west, the summer camp, through those trees. And that's the route we're going to take. And I love this adventure element of DayZ. I've never approached this summer camp from the direction I'm going to attempt to approach it from now. I've always gone along the main road, and then just before you get to Severograd you get to a quarry, and if you go up the road that's parallel to the quarry you will then get to the summer camp. I've always gone that way, so let's try it a different way. And at that summer camp you've got the ability to find rifles, you've got the ability to find ammo, hunting gear, shotguns. So look, there's a piece of fruit. It's edible, so I'm going to take it, but it shows me that a player has come through here recently before the reset. We don't know if it was 5, 10, 15 minutes before the reset, but it was something along those lines. So the adrenaline's going. I'm a little bit on edge. Oh shit, the barn door just opened. Did you see that? Sometimes DayZ can throw a door open. I don't think that's the case here. Why would a player open the door though and then not just run out? That would be a good place for someone to take the reset as well. In that barn. Nice place to hunker down. Let's investigate, shall we? This could be the end of the run here, but why not? Like I say, it's not unknown completely for DayZ to throw open a door like that at random, particularly after a reset, even though we're nowhere near it. Someone's been watching us, stalking us since we were cooking. We could be in trouble. But I wouldn't push that door, because if anyone's in there and they've got the higher angle, they're up in the rafters for example, they would have an easy shot on us. Trying to listen to see if I can hear anyone eating or playing around with their inventory. This is risky. I think it was one of those DayZ things where it just opens the door by itself after the reset. You got the blood pumping, that's for sure. Keep an eye, make sure you're not being followed. They could have been behind one of the boxes, they could have been behind a hay bale. Let's just try and find this summer camp. Not by following easy roads and footpaths. By just having the knowledge that it's west of that water tower. We're full on food and hydration. So we're not going to worry about stopping for any of that. Sorry if you can hear any IRL noise in the background. One of the kids is off school. Nothing I can do about that. Well, there is, but you're not allowed to beat him. Oh, we have a little hunting stand here. Could get lucky, get a scope. repairable. Ooh, gun cleaning kit. So we can now repair our rifle and our magazine, and it's less likely to jam and certainly less likely to ruin on us. Do the gun first because it's in our hands. Taking a chance doing it here, but whatever. Let's repair the mag up to worn as well. And there we go. We're only some more ammo and a hunting scope away from having a good sniper rifle. Put the mag back in the CR. Let's walk and eat at the same time. Wary of wolves, but we've got the M-lock who can deal with the wolves comfortably with the M-lock. Just chipping away at the venison, just to get it off our inventory space. Keep heading, you know, and if we can't stumble across the summer camp ourselves, we can retrace our steps. We can go back down to Severograd, we can find the quarry, and then we can take the road that we know to the summer camp. You can see Severograd down there. If we see another dirt road, we probably should follow it up then, because I think the summer camp is sort of over there, maybe that direction. But again, I quite enjoy this, just exploring through the wilderness. And when you see a fence like that, it usually means that fence is surrounding something. Yeah. And look at that. There we go. Found the summer camp. Just going to stay on the periphery. There's a medical centre there. Going to top up on your bandages, maybe get an EpiPen. That's one thing we are missing from our loadout, is an EpiPen. Right, we're in. Crouch walk. Awareness. We don't want to stand still too long. But there's no harm in just listening. Remember, we were on someone's trail. We saw that pear drop fruit. Any of these closed doors could have a player behind them. Behind it. Ooh, black cowboy hat. We'll have that. Gas stove. My god, more shotgun ammo for a shotgun we haven't got. There's barracks here as well, civilian barracks, so you've got potential for melee equipment. Taking that shotgun ammo, it's getting ridiculous now. Some of the doors are open, majority are closed. It means nothing after a reset. That road there leads right up to the Kamensk, whatever you call it, military. Nice hunter jacket, but our jacket's alright. Look how many cabins are here though, for you to go through. Another GPS receiver. More binos. box of Mosin ammo. Wow. Mosin would be nice now, wouldn't it, with a PU scope. There's a log cabin pub, some people call it. There's a well by there. That's probably one of the most dangerous wells I've ever seen in a long time. We'll probably be stupid enough to use it. Be great to get in a gunfight here though, wouldn't it? Oh baby. Hunting scope. Pristine knife. I've got a pristine. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll get rid of that one. Take that one. Shit. Forgot then which route we were taking around the camp. Look at that, another blaze. Sweater. Big dry bag. Another gun cleaning kit, we might as well take it. Terrible at remembering which ones we've been in. Look at the shotgun ammo and stuff. Berserk. The hunting clothing. You know, if you had ways of cleaning it up. Another blaze. Jesus. Keep him by the doorway. Sometimes it's best to just leave. Trap him. We've taken a cut, so patch up in here. It's only a little swipe. Worth coming here alone for the scope. Entrance. With the gun cleaning kits and the Mosin ammo and things like that, I just don't think anyone's here. Could be the famous last words. But why would they leave stuff like that? You know, they may be super geared and they don't need it, which would be even more concerning, I suppose. See how many Zeds are over there? I mean, you just don't want to deal with it. Don't want to deal with it. We don't need food or anything that might spawn in the car. So we'll come round. Still keeping our head on a swivel. We desperately want to search these civilian barracks though, so we are going to approach. But we're doing it methodically as possible, really. This is a risk, going low here. Ourselves an easy target for anybody, but I'm just looking and weighing up the best direction we can go in from. Look how many Zeds here. Whew. Oh look, new boots. They are worn, but they're better than what we got. Food situation we're in is ridiculous. This is nice. Magazine for an AK, if we were lucky enough to find one. And up at the military is where you're likely to. 9x39, not interested. Pistol flashlight, I'm not interested. Ooh. You know, I never rock the blaze. I know I've only got 2 in it and then 2 spare. But I think I never rock the blaze. I'm going to put it on double shot as well, so it really does damage. Combat sights for an M4. We'd be lucky, wouldn't we? Blaze axe is a pretty good close quarters weapon as well, almost like a shotgun. To be honest, I'm not even bothered about the medical. We've got bandages. This is dangerous. Like, this is how to get shot. Walking this slow in such a hot spot as this. If there's another player around scoped in on me, I'm dead. Simple as that. But I don't fancy fighting 10 Zeds, so that's a risk you've got to weigh up, and a risk I was willing to take. Trap zombie. Someone was here recently enough to trap the zombie in there. I'm not interested in that. I'll take them though. Nice gloves. And you can almost be certain the player that trapped that zombie, or players, would have gone to the military after. So that's where we're going to go. We're going to hopefully end the video with a gunfight in the millie. That would be pretty sick, I think. We've got a blaze with a double shot, and then a spare 2 rounds, and then we've got a M-lock with 2 mags. It's probably the least geared I've ever been going up to Kamensk Military. Do you know what? Sometimes doing the crazy shit is what makes this game a lot of fun. If we leave this way, instead of going along the main road there, it's got a fork in the road, is there? Again, I'm going on gut instinct and memory here. Pretty quick if I've left and gone the wrong way. Cut up here. We could always double back if it looks like we're not going, but it's very close to that summer camp. I want to say it's up here. Again, you know, if you're new to DayZ, you might want to check your maps. If you've picked up an in-game map, get a compass and do it a bit more scientifically than what I'm doing, which is just going on gut instinct of directions I've taken, having left that summer camp in the past to get to the millie. Pretty sure it is this way. be up over the hill, or it might not even be. We're looking for other points of interest, other what do you call it, landmarks, okay? One of them is like a little quarry, and if I find that quarry, I know I've gone too far. I need to backtrack through the trees to get to the millie. Also, not a bad little bit of elevated ground, this. If somebody has just gone the old-fashioned way, left the summer camp, just run up the main road because they're not too sure, you know, about direction. And it's nice to have the higher ground for a second, scope things out. But I did see that summer camp there. That summer camp. Hunting little cabin. And who knows, very unlikely. If there was a player in front of us, they'd probably come up the road and looted that. But if they didn't, there could be a box of 308 for our blaze in that, which would be huge. Like I say, probably nothing with a player in front of us. Hunter jacket that's banged up. No thanks. If we've gone the wrong way, if we've gone past the millie, I'm not going to readjust my direction just to go there, because I've been there plenty of times. I might not have done a video on it yet, but this was more going to be about exploring the north of the map, the northern road. So we went Berezino, Kelm, the castle that's near Krasnodar, Krasnostad. Then we cut across from the castle, hunted a deer, headed towards Severograd, but actually ended up in Zvergino, and then went west from Zvergino and found the summer camp, the big summer camp up north. I think it's one of the only summer camps that's up north, and it's certainly the biggest, with those 2 civilian barracks and the medical centre and all those huts with lots of juicy hunting loot. I will find a town or a city to call it when we reach sort of the 2-hour mark. I think a 2-hour loot run video showing you how many different places you can explore. And we haven't rushed this one. We've stopped to cook, hunt. My 1-hour loot runs, we tend to speed run it. Oh, look at that. Because we've stumbled across the millie, we'll go to the millie. So we'll end this one at the millie. Kamensk Military, and we'll probably die. There's probably people up here with AKs and M16s and shit, so we'll probably die. You can get attacked by bears up here as well, which is great. Wolves. I mean, if wolves are on you and they alert all 25 zombies as well, that's also great. But let's see if we can get this character to go out in a blaze of glory, pardon the pun. And if we hit someone with this double shot, I don't care what they're wearing, they're dead. And if we use our scope, we can go to 200 meters. I don't think I come in from this direction often. I'm normally coming in from the other side. What I want to do is find the building where you can go up on the roof and scope things out. Oh, I know exactly where I'm coming in from. Okay. Let's go low. There's the building that I was talking about, thinking about. And this is one of the hottest spots on the map. You talk about Tizzy, you talk about Northwest Airfield, and then you talk about Kamensk Military. Probably behind Tizzy and ahead of Northwest Airfield in terms of hotspots. People love camping the roof of that building. On approach, I like to take the back side of this building. There's usually a couple of Zeds here. I mean, if we get in a fight with a Z, we might as well make it a plate carrier Z. And put one of them on our chest. But a lot of other people like scouting the perimeter of this base as well, so be careful you don't run into Sid the sniper with the same idea as you. I was just seeing if anybody was making any obvious noise. Loot does spawn in that building, so you're going to want to loot that building if you're looking out for an M16, something better than the Glock you've got. A couple of military containers at the back side of it, that side as well. Look, people love sitting by that wall up there and just sniping down, so if you hear a crack of a shot and see you are dead on the screen at any second from now on, do not be surprised. It literally is a case of, can we get the drop on someone before they get the drop on us, particularly with the big gear we've got. Turning my headphones up a touch just to listen. Sacrificing a bit of inventory space so that I can take my scope off, because if we get in a close range gunfight, this Blaze is basically like a double barrel shotgun that shoots 308. If I see someone up in the distance, I'm going to have to just reattach my scope quickly. But we're going to take this carefully. We're going to take it. We don't have to worry about food, anything like that. Looks looted early doors. I know it's very early to say that, but another bastard chicken. I really hate those ballistic helmets. I really should wear it now I'm in a military area, but I love the cowboy hat. So I'm going to leave the cowboy hat on. We go in fashion over safety. A heli crash or something in the distance there. A lot of these zombies seem chill, mind. Wouldn't be surprised at all if someone was camping up here. Might be a bit risky, but I'm putting my shots down to single because the fact we've only got 4 bullets. Oh fuck. Look at that. Holster, pouches. Nice little worn plate carrier, and the pouches give us extra inventory space. That makes me think no one's here. I mean, unless they're, like I said multiple times in this video, unless they're super duper geared. Not interested in a Viger mag. We've lost quite a lot of our stamina, of course, by picking that plate carrier up, but we gotta do it. Here we go. Gotta love it. Wolves in the military base. Those pouches are the same condition as what we've got. It's not a bad building to be in if you're going to get pushed by wolves. Because just want to clear this bit. Oh yeah, see? No one's going to be leaving that around. Up onto the roof. You can close that door Shit. USG. Shit, I gotta go back to that Vega mag now. Because I wonder if those wolves, I'm pretty sure they're on us. Do you know what? I don't think I've ever picked up a Vega before. A Vega, whatever you want to call it. Yes, wolves. We heard you. Fucking where was it? Joking. Where was the Viger mag? Lamas mag? There it is. Dogs are gonna. I was gonna say they're gonna find their way in. I'll ride this out a second. And we're about to make a lot of noise. Ready for this? Fucking hell. There's one wolf as well. We fix up the Viger, we don't want that jamming on us. Look at all these pricks now. We basically got to prone this out. You can get sniped from there. Where's the fucking Viger mag? We're just asking to be sniped because anyone approaching knows where we are. We've heard the shots. The zombies will give our position away because they're all crowded around and in our building. Anyone coming around the backside there, easy snipe. Hills, easy snipe. but it's nice to have a good CQC weapon. Now if I wanted the ability to fish, I would cut up Wolfie. But food is definitely not the issue. The issue now is getting out of this building without having to fight the 7 Zeds that were attracted to the gunshots. In fact, it could be quite a nice little distraction. Get away from where we fired the weapon. We've just gone over the 2-hour mark, but I think it would be rude of me now if I didn't loot the rest of this base and maybe run into someone and give you guys a gunfight to finish with. Picks up a nade. I'm going to put the nade in my pouch so it's protected if I get shot and I don't blow up because it's on the outside of my belt. We've got an M16 magazine with some rounds in it. Just dying to get shot by going up here, but we've got a 30 round standardized mag, which, to be honest, we'll keep that anyway. We'll keep it. Why not? Yeah, I think those gunshots, that wolf, although it attracted any players in the area, potentially, at least it dragged away the stupid Zeds. PSO scope. Look at the standardized mags. I don't even need the 10 round mags now, but if we found an M16, box of 5.56, woof! We'll be dropping the Viger like a hot stone. Oh, ta-ra. Now, it's very tempting. Right, it's very tempting to just go wherever you are and... But there's a chance. There's a chance someone would run right past me here in the bush, but they would almost certainly, wouldn't they, go to the tent to look for me if they were looting. How many rounds of 5.56? Have we got? Enough to put a couple of people down, that's for sure, with an M16. Ooh. 22. To be honest, we're not going to go down the AK route. We would still pick up a Mosin if we found it. Oops. So we'd keep that. Oh, we got 5.56 in the Lamass as well. There's 28 shots, huh? Ditch everything there that we don't need. We've got a spare mag there. We can tart it up with the gun cleaning kit if we find more 5.56. But this is pretty much my dream loadout. Don't get me wrong, I would prefer a different weapon A different sniper rifle to the Blaze. I prefer the Tundra, to be honest, with an hunting scope. Claymore. Take that. The M16 with a decent sniper rifle is my perfect loadout. I love that shirt as well. We're going to have to sort our loot again. Don't want to do it in the middle of this tent. What was that? Shit. Oh yes, box of 308 for the fucking Blaze, baby. Oh my word. This is a real nice trip to the Millie so far. Shut up, chicken. Oh my word, more 308? Okay, the Blaze is the go, but obviously if we found a Tundra we could switch to that anyway because it's the same ammo. Right, I'm not going to search that remaining Millie container. Let's go up to where it can get really tasty now. I mean, it can get tasty anywhere here, but M4 handguard, no thanks. Dropped mountain bag. They don't spawn here. Bit more Mosin ammo in case we find one. If they were still here, these people person, and they were at the, say, the top end of the Millie, they heard all that gunfire, wouldn't they be investigating by now? That's what I'm thinking, if they hadn't already left. USGs for days. Oh, there's a little baby AK there, but we're not interested anymore in that. Alright, now we're going up to an area now where there are barracks. We've seen a dropped mountain backpack, so we know someone's dropped that. That doesn't spawn there in a military. We've picked up a little combat backpack or something like that, assault backpack. I remember I told you about the wall huggers. People who like scouting the perimeter. Wanted to put my Blaze back on double shot. Now we've got ample ammunition. Barracks over there closed. Zombie there chill. No smoke coming out of the chimney. Fully decked USG. I don't want to aggro that Z because we haven't cleared out enough of this area to say for certain whether someone's here or not. Another Z over there. This is pretty much the last bit that we would have. Doors are closed, so could be getting in a gunfight here. I doubt it though, because there's 308 lying around. Again. Fuck, I think I'm going to have to keep this character alive. Let's see if we can get him to Tizzy next, maybe. Maybe we do a run Kamensk to Tizzy. All the parts for an M16. Oof, look at that, fully decked big boy AK. If you're into that. What the fuck with as well. F about with, excuse my language. This guy's determined to get me killed, isn't he? Ooh, nearly got in trouble then. Picked up the head strap that I wanted. And while they're aggroing, let's use this gun cleaning kit to clean my spare magazine. If we find more 5.56, we're going to want to fully load the one we've got, and then have a 30 to switch to would be awesome. We need to fix up our clothing as well. We just haven't been very lucky with sewing kits and duct tape with this run. That's the one thing we haven't been lucky with. If we can get NVGs off a heli crash now, we'll be landed. Oh, look at this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to log out in this. This is the last building to search. I think there might be a guard shack or something down the way, maybe one more tent at the main entrance. Oh no, we haven't got to use. We can keep that there. Those shots are tizzy way, I think. USG. Yeah, see, I could take that combat backpack, but one hit from a Z and it's ruined. I haven't got anything to tart it up with. Got an unbelievable amount of ammo. While we're waiting for just to finish off the video, it's 2 hours 12 minutes since we spawned on the coast of Lower Berezino. Obviously, we need to fix our pants up. But other than that, we are going to need... Oh no, we've got boots. Look at that, we've got a blaze. Ton of ammo now for the blaze. Okay. We've got an absolute ton of Mosin ammo for a Mosin we haven't got yet. We've got a nade. We've got 2 claymores. A spare mag if we can find more 5.56 for our M16, which we've got 28 shots for at the moment. Flashbang. Plate carrier, worn. Tack shirts, obviously we need to do our pants up. We need a better backpack. Loving the cowboy hat. We got a head strap if we can find NVGs. There's some nice black gloves and some nice jungle boots, right? We've got a blade. Look at the food sitch. Still got 5 venison and a tack back. We've got our M-lock as our absolute emergency weapon. Just trying to keep everything there. Is food and drink in our pants. Let's leave everything down here to be our sundry items. Okay. Gun cleaning kit. Our rope. Still got our epoxies. Bits and pieces. But what do you say after a 2 hour, 15 minutes from Berezino to Kamensk Military? Just make sure I am pronouncing that correctly. The amount of times I've been here, but there's a town on the southwest coast called Kamenka, I believe. I do sometimes get them mixed up. Oh, this is Kamensk. I thought I was right. Okay. What do you reckon, guys? 2 hours 15 in. Pretty well geared. M16, blaze, with a scope. Tons of ammo, plate, backup. Oh my god, we've actually lost the M-lock somewhere. Oh no, it's in my holster. There it is. We're talking about. I forgot I had a holster. Beautiful. Ooh, just kicking off down there. But yeah, that'll do it. I really hope you enjoy this extended version of the loot run. I'm going to call it 2-hour loot run, but I've pushed it by an extra 15 minutes, but don't sue me for misrepresentation of title. I really hope you enjoyed seeing how I made my way here. There were no player interactions, although we were on people's trails. I hope you've learnt something about the way I play, the route I take, and if you just watched it to enjoy my dull Welsh dulcet tones, then very much appreciated. And if you haven't already subscribed and you want to consider dropping a sub, help the channel grow, be greatly appreciated. Like, comments, good or bad, as long as they're constructive. Free speech always welcome on this channel. But I'll catch you in the next one, guys, and thanks again for all the support so far. Peace out.